I almost made it through without screaming. One time.
So close.
So close.
Oh man.
You'll get it right one day.
One of these days. Hey everybody.
Hello.
Hiya, everybody. How are you
In
doing?
the chat.
They've been partying for like the last 15 minutes.
Right?
Yeah.
They're so good. So prompt.
Yeah.
Us, on the other hand, not that prompt. We already
No.
have to start scrolling by the time we get here.
What's happening? What are they talking about? And they saw this. Oh no, not that one. Where'd it go? All the room. It just all scrolled.
About being old? Was that it?
Old. Well, is that in there? It's already.
Yeah, there's
gone.
old. There's all kinds of things.
All these things are in here already. I'm not gonna find it. Never mind. I'm just wasting time now. I hope people are tuning in for the first time and going, "What is this? What am I watching?" Anyway, it was about the monorail station at the Poly, which I have not seen a picture of yet. So, if anyone wants to send that along, please do.
It's great. It's just all Moana themed, you know.
I mean, we could jump right in with that if we're not gonna have a pre-show and just talking about the Moana themes.
We got to hold off. We got to save it for the actual show.
Not a good pre-show.
A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about cereals a lot, and on Saturday we were talking about alphabets. And so we were like, "How sugary do you think alphabets are?" And I was at the grocery store. I was like, "It's just as sugary as Honey Nut Cheerios."
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna buy it to see if the 5-year-old gets into it. No, that doesn't take. She doesn't like milk, so that's part of the problem.
She doesn't like milk.
Yeah.
I don't like alphabets. I do not like them. Sam, I am.
I was like, "Come on, let me. What are you talking about? It's not good." I'm like, "Oh no, this is terrible." So I was like, "What happened to alphabets? I ate alphabets when I was a kid. They're not as sugary anymore. What's happened?"
Well, trying to be all healthy for kids now.
Well, you know, you get all these regulations because parents complain and take all the sugar away. That's why we can't have ice cream cone cereal anymore.
I'm pretty sure there's some pretty sugary cereals out there if you guys want some.
No, it wasn't about the sugar.
Jokes.
We thought the alphabets was a good, like, maybe she'll eat letters in her cereal with milk. She was like,
Why? So are you trying to get her to have more milk in her diet?
I mean, it would be nice because she doesn't like it at all, but it was just, we're trying to expand the palate any way we can. This kid's been eating a pound of Cheerios every day since she's 1.5. And
That's true.
They say it takes like, I think it was 10 or 13 or something.
Or 30 or 40 years.
No. And you keep repeating it and you give them something.
Just keep shoving it in their face.
They'll eventually be okay with it. So
they'll get there eventually.
I did that to Garrett. Whenever I met Garrett, he didn't have very much of a variety of food, and he didn't. Don't even.
This is not true.
It's true.
No, it's not true.
I got him to eat he'll eat pretty much anything.
Which has always been the case. Now, if you want to say I didn't cook all those meals for him, then you're probably right because I wasn't cooking all that much. But he was eating all kinds. No, that's not what he. Very little of that. Very little of that.
I think our kids, when we went on the big Dillo trip in January 2018, I think our 3 kids, and at that point, what were they? 3, 2, 1, I think. And they survived on Cheerios and I think any kind of pouches, yogurt pouches, fruit pouches, whatever. That's pretty much what they ate that whole trip. And then like would sample things here and there at the restaurants. But if we didn't have Cheerios, I think they would have all starved. So
that's funny.
I had a lady come up to me at a sushi restaurant because McKenna, when she was little, she liked raw fish. And I was like, I don't care. She can have it. And this lady came up and was like, you really shouldn't be feeding toddlers raw fish. And I was like, I know, the doctor told me. I'm just slowly killing her. Go away. I hate people. I'm like, let me feed my kid. I think she's fine.
Yeah.
She wants $30 sushi. Leave her alone.
I'll give her $30 sushi. Yeah, my 4-year-old used to eat like anything when she was in the 1 to 2 range. She would eat Indian food, she would eat baked clams, she would eat everything. And now it's very limited of what she's eating now. I'm like, what happened to you? What happened?
Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid is very big at my in-laws. So Kool-Aid is in my life.
I was going to ask you all about that. If you kept Kool-Aid in your house for the kids, no?
I don't know the last time I had Kool-Aid.
My kid lives on seltzer. That is her drink. That's all she drinks.
Just
lime seltzer.
No,
yeah, lime seltzer, lemon lime. That's basic. Oh, cranberry, anything with lime in it. I think the cranberry lime Polar brand, but that's also been forever because we drink bottles of seltzer all the time. So she just started grabbing it and drinking it, out of our hands. Yeah. So,
well,
that's actually really good for her.
Yeah, at least she's drinking water.
Yeah.
So that's good. I mean,
once in a while she'll grab like orange juice, like the sugar.
Yeah. Oh my God, my kids are crazy if they have orange juice. I'm like, here's some orange juice and some water. Mix it up. It's all orange juice.
And whenever I was a kid, my mom used to make Kool-Aid, and she would get 2 packets of the Kool-Aid and put in a cup of sugar. And everything had a cup of sugar. If we made sweet tea, it was a cup of sugar in the tea. Yeah. And I mean, I remember we'd be riding bikes outside, and then we'd be riding past the house, and I'd see 2 cups and a jug of Kool-Aid sitting out on the porch all of a sudden. I'm like, "Ooh, Mom, send it out! We got grape."
That's fun. That's
nice. I think we used to have iced tea a lot when we were kids.
Iced tea, get the big canister of iced tea, get the scooper.
Yeah. Like really stir it because there was a lot of that powder.
That's gross. You guys use powder tea?
That we did it on Long Island.
That's right.
Yeah.
You didn't boil bags of tea and then let it sit in the sun with some sugar.
Now, if I have any kind of tea now, it's like unsweetened tea, or it's I'll put tea bags in and like do the whole thing now, but like back then.
Scoop.
Yeah.
If you hadn't gone to it for like a week, it'd be like chisel.
Yuck. Chunky tea. I remember growing up, the big fad started with Sunny D. Sunny D was in like every kid's refrigerator, and I always hated it. It was so gross.
I didn't think it was good either. I liked Five Alive.
I was about to say Five Alive, on the other hand, I actually really liked.
Five Alive.
Yeah, my grandmother always had it, and it was in cartons, and it had Donald Duck on the carton. So Disney tie-in,
obviously,
the Disney branding. I was like, this is cool because it's a Donald Duck drink. But yeah, I remember drinking that quite a bit. I didn't drink Tang. We
like Tang in my house.
We did have Kool-Aid in the house, but ours was usually like 2 cups of sugar because my mom really likes to overdo it on the sugar.
Nice.
And I have gradually, because I used to drink just a lot of sodas and sweet teas and stuff, but I have totally weaned myself off of sweet tea. I'm not the good Southern boy anymore. I usually just drink the unsweet tea all the time.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Alive didn't have Donald Duck on it.
It did. These are new. You're looking at brand new cartons.
No, because there was a Donald Duck orange juice. Remember that? And it came in a can too. Whenever I was really little, we used to get cans of it, and Donald Duck was not on Five Alive.
Well, I think we're gonna have to have a Google off here.
Yeah,
Disney would not resort themselves to appearing on Five Alive. Orange juice.
Hello,
Duck
Tombstone
had
Josh.
an orange juice, but not Five Alive.
Whatever. Who cares? I drank Five Alive.
Yeah, I'm telling you because I obviously know, and you lost. By the way, everyone, you just lost.
I do like Public sweet tea. Public sweet tea in a sub. That's a good lunch.
Yeah, I don't drink sweet tea anymore.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why I like it, because I like never have that. So then when I get it, I'm like, oh, what is this?
Donald Duck orange juice that existed.
It's too far. I can't read it. It's too far away.
But see,
looks like Five Alive to me.
Whenever we used to get,
that's what the Five Alive looks like.
No, when we used to get the Donald Duck orange juice, it came in a big can, and we had the little can opener that put the triangle on each side, so we could pour it out. Yeah, but
that's like Donald Duck appearing on Mellow Yellow or something. Like,
why wouldn't he?
He wasn't on Five Alive.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you right now, I was wrong for the first time.
I think that's what she was waiting for, is really just for you to say the sentence.
It doesn't happen often, so let's mark the occasion. This is once in a while.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So funny.
I'm a big man. I can admit that I was wrong, but you know what? It takes a better man to move on from it, and I'll be right. I'll be right from here.
There it is.
Mhm.
Just making note of it.
Yes.
This isn't a problem. Is this a problem?
No.
All right,
It's a good
it
way
is
to get the
8:41.
blood flowing.
We need
Oh, it
to
is?
start.
Oh,
We need to
goodness.
start the show.
I botched it last week. I'm passing it back to Justin.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I may get the name of the show wrong. Let me see. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Five Alive. Oh, no. The Parks and Monorail's most magical hour live. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching recorded, where are you? Where have you been? You should have watched it live, 8:30 on Tuesdays. We hope to see you next week. We are Sam and Justin from the Morning Monorail podcast. We're the Monorails.
Oh, look at that with the Z. I like it.
Decided to go all like late 90s.
Nice.
And then we have Frank and Jen from Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz.
Hello.
They are the #1 sibling podcast that talks about Disney that comes out on Thursdays.
Right.
From the state of New York. That's
In
right.
the state of New York.
Yeah.
In Canada, too.
They're huge in Canada.
Big in
We're
Canada.
We're also big in Malaysia. So
Nice.
Ooh.
That's good.
I didn't know they listened.
Whenever we talk about the all new Mickey Mouse Club with the Malaysian numbers.
Correct. That
Makes
is
no
correct.
sense.
You know, our biggest problem here in the United States was that nobody in Wyoming was listening to our show. And I begged, I pleaded, I borrowed, I stole to try to get some downloads in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And I checked.
We're cutting the show because of Wyoming.
Yeah, it was really tempting long ago. I was like, if Wyoming doesn't start listening, I'm ending the podcast.
That's it.
But I checked like just a few weeks ago, and we have something like 4 downloads in Wyoming now. So
Well, see?
we've made it all
There it
50
is.
states. We did it.
Boom.
Everyone who lives in Wyoming.
And because of that, that's why we were like, we need to end the show. Now we've done it. That was the goal, to be listened to in all 50 states. And now we've done it. Yeah.
Looking forward to the clickbait articles tomorrow. Find out which state ruined the Morning Monorail podcast.
Yeah. But we in Canada, we're not doing as great. We're not anywhere on the charts in Canada. I think it's just Jeff that listens to us in Canada.
Jeffers, spread the word. Come on.
Yeah.
It's good.
We're
You got to
way
talk
down
about
the
those
list.
Hallmark movies that film in Canada. I think that's what puts us.
Every week, we're going to throw in some conversations about the Habs. Maybe people will tune in. I don't know a thing about hockey, Jeff. I just like to watch it. I like watching the fights.
I have a really serious question to start before we talk about the Polynesian rooms. You were at the Animal Kingdom over the weekend.
I just have to say
What?
hi to John from the Jersey Shore, not Wyoming.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, you weren't our Wyoming listen, but I appreciate you being here.
You were at the Animal Kingdom over the weekend, and you were at Universal over the weekend. Which park did you enjoy more?
Oh.
It's a super easy question to answer.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Neither right now.
Oh.
What a cop-out
I
answer.
didn't have anything fun to eat.
Oh yeah.
No,
That makes
actually, I enjoyed Animal Kingdom a lot more this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We had a better experience there for sure. The big reason was when we went to Universal on Sunday, it was like chaos when we got there. I actually thought they had opened, I don't know if you're familiar with the Universal Studios entryway, but they've got turnstiles on 2 sides, and then there's a big double gate right in the middle. It looked like it was open, and it was like a flood of people were just going in. It was packed. We didn't ride anything. And actually, because of Sam's diet, we hardly ate anything. We stayed for just a little while. We were there for Tombstone Josh, but Josh wasn't there for us.
Oh, no.
Oh.
He's on City Walk. You guys want to drive over?
Nah, can't
Can
do
you
it. It's
drive
a work
over right
work night.
now and get there within the hour and find Tombstone
It's
Josh?
a work night. It's a work night. But while we're beefing, I just want to say Tombstone Josh told me, "Oh, I'll be there all day Sunday." Don't know what happened. We were there. But no, Animal Kingdom
He had to
actually,
wash his hair.
I guess.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom was good. We did a lot of exploring and wandering on the trails.
Mhm.
and
we
Sam,
saw kangaroos.
We did I didn't even know there were kangaroos in the animal kingdom. We found the kangaroos.
Yeah.
And actually the animals were really active. So
They were.
we saw the tigers. They were running around doing their thing.
Birds were really close to me.
Birds flew right by our heads. It was great. But honestly, if we're just comparing this weekend, we ended up going to Epcot too for a very brief visit. One, we wanted to see the new entryway. Two, Flower and Garden. We had to check out the beginning of Flower and Garden. We got to the park like right at 2:00. We ran into Jeremy and Rhonda from Main Street Magic. Got to see them for a minute. That was good. And then as we started to kind of go around World Showcase, it just kept getting more and more and more packed in World Showcase to the point where we're like, we are out of here. Like this was one of the worst days that I've been in Epcot since it's reopened. It was slammed. And I have to wonder how much they're monitoring that capacity percentage after 2:00.
Yeah, the park hopping situation.
Yeah.
And people were kind of being rowdy.
They got rowdy.
They were drinking a lot, obviously. I would too if I could. But yeah, it just seemed like people were standing around without their mask, being loud and drinking. And I was like, oh, this isn't safe, right?
Yeah. So that was like, as it got later into the day, Saturday, we just headed out and then we saw more of the same on Sunday. I know it's the spring break crowds are coming into town.
Yeah.
I heard that the park passes are starting to become very, very scarce for the next few weeks at Disney.
Yeah.
So,
well, spring break lasts a month.
Yeah.
Between colleges and schools. I mean, I don't think ours starts until the 29th and goes until a day or two after Easter. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They managed to effectively break up spring break so it covers all of March and the first part of April. It's very
exactly.
Right. Which week do you guys want? All right, you take that week.
Yeah.
We'll take this week.
Yeah.
But we'll all go to Disney, right? So we just keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
was gonna tell Jeff I have 17 more days left.
17 more days.
17.
Yeah. So there actually will be a couple days of the Mardi Gras event still going on at Universal, but I think you will be out of town.
Oh no!
As soon as you're done. So I don't know if you're going to get to do it.
I don't even want to go there and do the Mardi Gras thing. Yeah. No, McKenna and I are going to take a trip.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I haven't taken a trip with just McKenna in a really long time.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I've done one with Garrett too a couple times. But he's not very interested in doing stuff like that with his mom right now.
That'll be fun. Girls trip.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, we'll transition with McKenna and talk about the opening of Ratatouille October 1st on the same day of the 50th anniversary. Is that okay? Should it have been earlier? Should it have been before the summer? Are they smart to wait because then they don't have summer crowds extra for Ratatouille? What do you think?
Go ahead. A long time. And it looks like it's ready.
Yeah. I have heard from other sources that they've been in the test and adjust phase for Ratatouille for like a month now. So it's not like there's more work to do. It could be opening a lot sooner. So this was a choice they made. I have to imagine it's because they know the Magic Kingdom is already like sold out for October 1st for the 50th.
Right.
And I think this is just some little, enticing thing. Hey, come over to Epcot because Ratatouille's going to open. That it has to be them just trying to send some people that direction. But I don't know. It seems kind of odd to me because I don't think Flower and Garden is going to keep people going all the way through July. I mean, if they're looking to like maintain that crowd and the excitement, we've been there. We saw the Stargate. That's enough for me. I'm good.
Do you think? Now I don't know enough of the rules. So when a park is sold out, how does that affect the park hopping? Can you not even park hop once the day arrives, or can you park hop the day of?
I think that's right. What I believe to be the case is if the park passes are totally sold out for that day, you can't hop to that park because technically they could be at capacity for the day. Yeah. So I
I think it's similar to Justin when we, since we're wearing our opening day of Galaxy's Edge shirts, I feel like we were inspired by when they made the decision to do Food and Wine first day, the same day that Galaxy's Edge opened. I felt like that was a similar kind of move.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's have this over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that it set up because it does look ready to go, and it seemed like all of a sudden it kind of it looked done, like out of nowhere. I feel like I went from seeing pictures where it was still kind of in the construction phase to like, boom, this is what it looks like. And I'm like, oh, this is going to open soon. And then to hear October 1st today, I was like, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. But it could be they might just do soft opens like over the summer or
they
like
probably will
test runs or whatever. Unless they're having issues with those test runs, like Test Track.
But why would they? I mean, all they did, this is just a carbon copy pretty much of the one that they have in France. So, I mean, it's not like this is brand new technology they're breaking in. It should be pretty like plug and play, I would imagine.
Right.
So there's no way that this is due to like testing and working out kinks.
Yeah. I mean, just as a comparison, Splash Mountain opened in October of 92, but we were there in August and rode it many, many times. So I would suspect that you're going to get some soft open time here.
I think so. Yeah. We'll just have to watch for it. Maybe we can sneak over there and ride before the official opening. That would be nice.
Yeah. Because that line's going to be long.
What did McKenna think?
She seemed to be fine with it. I actually I think she was just happy to have a date. Yeah. So that takes the uncertainty out of it because she's been dying. Like every time we go, she's ready. So
like peeking, like, is it? Come on. Just...
Yeah. And we did so when we were there on Saturday, it was Sam's first time in the expanded France area. First of all, what did you think about the new area in France?
Well, I had to pee there.
Yeah. You had to pee in the new bathroom.
Well, that's how you have to test it out.
Yeah. And the floor in the bathroom was very pretty. Yeah. And it was nice back there.
It's pretty. I think it's really nice. But of course I peeked through the cracks and they had the fountain running, that fountain that's right in front of the queue for the Remy's Ratatouille adventure. So I say open it up. Just do it.
Yeah.
We can celebrate the grand opening October 1st. Just let the people in there.
But and when you say that, if they were open it now, maybe with just like a little Rise of the Resistance situation, you want to try to vie for it early in the morning so you get a spot, or do you just want to just go?
I think I would just go. I'd play it like I did the Runaway Railway, and just kind of eyeball it and wait for kind of watch how the queue either grows or shrinks throughout the day. My first trip on Runaway Railway, I went over there. It was like an afternoon on a weekday, and I had watched that it was getting down. Like people were like, "Oh, they're posting it's 90 minutes right now, but it's really only like 45." And I'd probably do something like that. Try to get in there
on a work day.
On a work day, yeah.
So I can't go.
Yeah, correct.
Ratatouille or People
Mover?
Rat-tat-tat.
I would prefer.
It has to be the People Mover.
Yeah, I would imagine that they'd have it going by then.
Yeah, although can't believe it's been closed this long.
It's weird.
I know, that's crazy.
Makes me nervous.
Yeah, it is worrying because I mean, obviously the Disneyland People Mover suffered a terrible fate, but that was after they tried to make it into a different kind of ride. But I have heard they're having issues with the track and stuff. So,
like all of a sudden, it goes on fire. All of a sudden, it shut down. What's happened? What happened?
It got COVID. The People Mover got COVID.
Yeah, Chapek came in.
Yeah, the Dollar Tree CEO took over. That guy.
He's been saying a lot lately. I don't know how I feel about what he's been saying, but he says Disneyland's going to open at the end of April, probably. So I think that's good news for cast members returning to work.
Yeah,
that is really good news. Yeah, I'm happy.
Is that
for
15% capacity? Is that what they said for Disneyland?
I think that was what was being discussed. I don't know if it's official there, but.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Disneyland at 15%? That would be beautiful.
I mean, my God.
Peaceful.
Right now.
Yeah. I was just thinking back to the days when the Magic Kingdom and Animal, everything like did their AP previews before they opened back up. we did Animal Kingdom that day, and it was just I was looking back at my pictures, and I've got all these pictures of these whole lands that are just empty. And I was like, we did that same thing when we went to Magic Kingdom after, it was like the next weekend or something. We went to Magic Kingdom, and that was the day that we rode back to back on Big Thunder Mountain. And, we were able to do anything we wanted. Nobody was around most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, I'll think about Saturday and how Epcot was. And I'm like, what happened? How did we lose it?
I know.
Can we ever get it back?
No. Only gonna get worse.
Yeah.
I know those early opening days look so nice.
Yeah. That'd be a good way to do Disneyland, I think, for the first time. You'd be able to do everything.
I would love to go. Let's do it.
There's no way.
We'll just travel COVID on an airplane.
Yeah.
And across the country.
Yeah. Not a great plan.
Parks and Monorail's most magical hour live from Disneyland. We're one of the 15%. Yay, we did it.
When is that Touch of Disney event? When is that happening at Disneyland?
Oh.
I don't know the date for that, but I was thinking, I wonder if they planned that and then it was like a surprise that they were going to be able to open Disneyland or something, because that seemed like something they were doing because they couldn't open the park.
Right.
It looks like the final event.
It starts March 18th.
March 18th, so it's a month, right? Yeah.
I did see people just chatting about it. Some who had gotten tickets before they announced it was opening and all that, and how it would play into everything, but I didn't see details.
Yeah, but progress.
Progress is good.
Like a carousel of progress.
Oh.
Nah, that's okay.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Have they discussed when the expansion of vaccination eligibility will come to the Central Florida area?
Nope. They said that they might lower the age limit down to 60 in a week.
No, they are. Yeah, that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I did hear that if you go to a Publix here that's giving out the vaccines, which has been the Publix that are giving them out are strategically placed in counties that doesn't include Orange County or our county for specific reasons, for voting reasons. But if you go a county over, that county, they are actually giving out vaccines. And if you go right before the end of the day, like closing, they have to trash all the vaccines they don't use. And if they have one, they'll give it to you.
Yeah, that's how it is with a lot of the pharmacies up here too. And I know I've had friends in North Carolina do it there too, but I haven't looked into it up here. And I should just be like, is there a list? Do I get a call? How does this work? Just put me on the list.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go like sit next to one and be like, I'm going to wait for the vaccine.
Yeah.
I work with way too many people to not have this right now. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, they announced the expansion on today, starting on March 17th, and they mentioned nonprofit essential workers, which if I wasn't going in, I'm like, where's the line? What that means? So I need to examine that more clearly. That maybe I could get it.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Sometimes I personally feel like I'm working for a charity because, like volunteering, they should give me the vaccine.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, I'm sure everyone in the chat assumed I had it already because I'm so old, but that's not true.
That's true.
No, that'll be next month when they lower it just to 50.
Just a little bit. Should we talk about the Moana rooms?
Yeah,
I think we should. We should talk about the Moana rooms. How are you all feeling?
Jen and I have not, I don't think, discussed this directly yet. No. I sent pictures and I got a GIF about it.
You got a GIF. I love Moana.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm Gary.
With all due respect.
Animal Kingdom. Love Moana. Love the Polynesian. I do like that a lot of it is very subtle Moana. It's not in your face Moana.
Mm-hmm.
I just really, really love the old school, ugly green and beige colors of the Polynesian. And I know, I mean, it looks very much like a modern Polynesian resort now. I mean, it's a very pretty room. It's just hashtag not my Polynesian.
If you had never seen Moana, Jen, and you just saw the rooms, what would you think of the room?
If I had never seen Moana?
Yeah.
But I had seen it at the Poly?
If you weren't aware of Moana, but you just happened to go to the Polynesian.
Well, then I probably would not. No, because, okay, no, I need more clarification. Do I have the nostalgic tie to Polynesian?
Yes.
Polynesia. What
Polynesia.
Hello, what I
can okay?
She's having a meltdown.
This bodes well for the podcast this week that we're recording after.
It's so stressful. Okay. Do I have the nostalgic tie?
I say yes.
Yes.
Okay. But I don't know Moana. I'm just trying to clarify here.
Yes.
Then I would be very angry about it. Then I would be angry.
So the fact that you know Moana makes it a little
helps. It helps. Okay.
I'm right.
Because it's still kind of subtle. I mean, there is a huge picture of Moana on the wall, which I'm like, well, that's a big Moana picture, but overall, it's okay.
It's gonna be fine. Frank, how are you feeling?
I was just gonna put that up.
So I'm okay with it in the overall. I think as an evolution of the hotel, I guess. I mean, I agree with Jen that I think part of the early allure, nostalgic tie to the Polynesian is that it felt like I never had to go to Hawaii. It felt like I was immersed in Polynesia, to use Jen's word, and that was that was the best part of it. And I love Moana as well. I've watched it thousands of times at this point.
Mommy and Daddy love you, Moana.
But it's hard. Yeah. It's gonna be okay, I think, because God knows when am I gonna stay there ever again. But there'll be another transformation by the time. I also don't think it's the way to. I want to see Moana in the theme parks. I don't want to see it as an IP in the resort. I'm also there with it.
Well, you're getting eventually the Journey of Water in Epcot. That's going to happen. That's a little Moana thing. Who knows? That seems like it's going to be pretty cool.
It seems like it's going to be cool. I want more.
I agree with you.
On that tree house and put up a Moana thing.
Hey,
yes. Paging Lewis and Dr. Val. Those are fighting words to them. I mean, I'm all about that, but that'd
probably be okay. I wonder, they could do a Moana show in that Voyage of the Little Mermaid Theater in Hollywood Studios. We could have a little Moana stage show. That maybe would freshen that up a bit. But
and Papa Dillo could still call it Minute Maid because there's an M.
Still call it Minute Maid.
So, that's all you need.
As a person, and I said this on the Facebook group, as a person without the nostalgic tie to Polynesian, I think the rooms look awesome, and I love Moana. I think that I like the fact that they went a little step further in the rooms than they did at and I know DVC is a little different, but to me, Riviera, when you're in the rooms or you see the rooms, they don't feel as Disney. It just feels like you're at a nice resort. And I know that's probably true with a lot of the DVC, although I felt like the Animal Kingdom rooms that we stayed in felt like they had enough touches that there were hidden Mickeys in there and stuff.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well,
that was before the 75 days.
It was. Everything's a blur.
Seriously, I didn't realize I wasn't living life until now.
But I do like that they turned it up a little bit with the character theming just a little bit, because you are in a Disney hotel room. And it still looks like it's really nice. It's not like all of a sudden you're going to be feeling like you're staying in an all-star resort. No hate. No, I'm not trying to hate on the all-star resorts. I know they have their place and value, but there's a quality difference in the rooms.
Yeah.
So
and towels.
Yeah, and towels and beds and all that stuff. So just from my personal point of view, I'm very big on it. I think it looks really cool. And the drab green and brown, I get the attachment to it, Jen, but you admit yourself it was ugly.
Listen, we love those Brady Bunch in Hawaii episodes when we were kids, and
it's true.
And we were living it.
I say put more Moana in there. Just do it. Just make it so Moana. It's just, I love it.
I don't necessarily disagree with it, but here's my thing: is that the cost is what it is. You know, much like the Grand Floridian, like, would you then IP the Grand Floridian in a similar way, or
Beauty and
does
the
it
Beast
devalue? But the rooms, sure, all right. If you were going to do that, does it devalue the luxury aspect of the Grand Floridian?
No,
not
I'm going
to me.
to Disney. I want to see Disney stuff everywhere. I'm all for it. Like, I really would be happy with. And I don't want it to look like I'm in the actual cartoon movie, but
right.
I'd love to see more pictures.
Touches.
And
Mary Poppins in the Grand Floridian rooms would be cool.
That would be cool. I don't mind. I don't. If I'm going to go stay at a fancy hotel, you know,
on Disney property.
No, I'm saying
outside
I'll just go stay
okay.
outside, but and it'll be probably the same price, you know. But I want to go to Disney.
You'll be cheaper off property.
Probably. I want to go to Disney and I want it to be Disney.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't need those larger than life icons like you have at Art of Animation.
Oh, I love those though.
Oh, I do too at Art of Animation.
Yeah.
But I don't need those at like the Grand Floridian. But when if I'm in a room there, I don't want to suddenly be like, this is a really nice room, but where's my Mickey Mouse or, you know, something like that. I've never stayed at Grand Floridian. They might have better theming than I've seen some pictures. I don't know. It looks nice.
I think it's the same, you know, same idea of it's you're immersed in whatever the Victorian theming of the Grand Floridian, same way you're immersed with the theming of the Polynesian. And it's not that I don't. Again, I think it's enough that I don't mind. It's an evolution. It's not change for the sake of change. It's a development. The same way that I would probably accept the Incredibles Contemporary Resort with a separate entrance into Tomorrowland. Same idea. So, you theme up the Contemporary Resort and all the Incredibles Art Deco stuff, and then you get a separate entrance point into Tomorrowland and call it a day.
I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. Jen is taking it real hard.
I feel myself getting tense because I think I'm so torn on it, and I'm personally just having an internal struggle right now trying to figure out my issue. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but there is a part of me that's like, I don't know how I feel about the IP factor in some of the resorts. Like, even in the moderate resorts, I mean, you have Caribbean Beach, Caribbean Beach, you have Coronado, you have all these, and there's no Disney aspect really to them. And I feel like the deluxe resorts were always that way too. The beach club was like beach themed, Polynesian. You had all of this. And so now to like bring it in, I don't know if it's just my nostalgia of it's sacred. Don't touch it. Don't mess with it. Don't put the movies in there. Don't put the characters in there. But in a way, I would welcome like pictures of the theme parks or a picture of the castle or like some fireworks or something like that, where it's like a magical touch to it because I'm in a deluxe resort and I'm paying more money and it's nice and fancy and all this. Do I want the characters? I don't know.
You do.
This is the argument that Lewis was making too. He said that when I was making the point about Art of Animation has this and blah, blah, he said that's not what any of the Disney resorts are that aren't value. And that's what you're saying. Yeah. But I'm saying just because that's the way it's been doesn't mean that's the way it's going to be or that's the way it should be. So let's not get stuck in the tradition of that's how it was, because you can talk about Epcot, Hollywood Studios. Y'all ain't going there anymore because they've totally changed. Give me a break.
Right. True. Because no change that ever happens, as much as I will fight it, some of them, and I will just hate on some of it, there will never be anything that stops me from going to Disney. If I had the money tomorrow, I would book a room at Polynesian. it's not that level. It's just my like, what is it that makes me like, I don't know how I feel about it in certain resorts. Like I accepted at the All-Star resorts because that's what they were. I accepted at Art of Animation. I've stayed in the Little Mermaid room where I feel like they've subdued that a bit because I feel like I've seen more current pictures of the Little Mermaid room. And when I stayed in there, I really felt like the Little Mermaid threw up everywhere. So I feel like they've toned it down a bit, but I don't know. I guess I don't know how I feel about it in these other ones that were already themed a certain way that weren't Disney, I guess.
You know, in Epcot where they have that art area and it's like the real paintings and they cost thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I want that hanging in my room. You know, and then I want the room to be themed around that painting. Like I love that
yeah,
stuff.
and that made me think of, you've got that beautiful crystal Cinderella's castle that if you want to, you could buy for like $16,000 in the Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
You can class up the Disney stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
Put one of those $16,000 castles in every Grand Floridian room.
Oh my God.
With really good insurance policy on them all.
Yeah.
I'm totally stealing Gwen.
Yeah, and it's more just what the Polynesian was to us when we were kids. Because I don't have a problem with Nemo in the seas. I don't have a problem with Elsa in Norway. I don't have a problem with Three Caballeros in Mexico. I don't have a problem with Remy in France. Like, okay, so I don't have an IP problem for sure. Mm-hmm. But there's just something, and it's a combination of things too. It's kind of the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway thing, because as much as they've been lifting the prices of the Polynesian over the years and adding the bungalows and the TVC and everything else, there are parts of the Polynesian that I remember growing up, Tangaroa Towers, whatever, that just lay dormant. And I'm like, but this part is this is the Polynesian. What are you doing with this? Why does this not have a thing? But we're going to do more, I feel like we're doing this as kind of like a patch job on the things that are underneath that we're not really seeing. But they got a bigger thing going on with the monorail station and all that right now. That's a bigger fish to fry for us. Is the monorail station over the rooms? Jen, would you agree? The monorail station is worse than the rooms.
Yes, correct. I just feel like this was a very big analysis that just happened, so I had to share it here.
That's intense.
That's intense. I'm going to have to think about that one, Dr. Jacqueline.
Wait, so what are you talking about? The monorail?
They knocked down the monorail station.
Yeah, they took it out.
That is, it's that I feel like is a bigger deal than even the room design. The room designs have happened over the years. Now it's just an IP thing. But the monorail station, that's been there forever.
Gotcha.
Yeah. See. That's interesting, Lewis.
We're all lost in thought.
I don't know.
I'm waiting to see. How about this? So you mentioned Caribbean Beach. They've got the pirate rooms, right? Mm-hmm. Not all the rooms are pirate rooms, but you could stay in a pirate room. Mm-hmm. Would you have been okay with like having Moana rooms that you could pay an additional fee and stay in a Moana room that has the theming that we've seen, and have some that don't really have, maybe have the colors and the style, but not the characters?
I don't know. I think I don't mind it being. I don't mind the Moana IP thing. There's something about it that's off, and I can't grasp it at all. But maybe Dr. Jacqueline's right. I'm a crazy person.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying, but
I wouldn't want to pay extra for a room that has a picture of Moana.
What if the bed looked like her little raft that she went across the sea on, and there was a hey in there in the room? You got your own hey.
You open the safe and
I mean, with the Art of Animation, what do I want to say? They're not villas, but what are they considered? Like the family
rooms,
that they're Lion King and Cars. I think those are the two themes there, which, I kind of feel like, oh man, but if you like really love those movies, you're going to want to stay in those rooms, but you got to pay more for those rooms. And I don't know.
I just want to say when Justin and Landon and I shared a Little Mermaid room, we didn't feel like the Little Mermaid was throwing up everywhere.
Yeah, so I gotta go back to my pictures because that's the thing. Like when I saw recent pictures, I'm like, is this all it was? Because I really felt like there was so much more to it because it was many years ago. So I don't know. I have to.
Maybe it's the giant mermaid outside of the rooms that was making you feel that way.
That could be it.
Yeah.
And it was pre-kids, so it's also like, well, this will be great for kids, but I don't know.
That was our first room that we stayed in with the kids, was the Little Mermaid room, and I did feel like that was pretty magical for them. They loved it.
Yeah.
You know, all the intense mermaid touches in the room were perfect.
Yeah, the kids liked it.
Well, and to your point about the beds that are shaped like a pirate ship, when I first saw that, obviously I was like, what are you doing? Then once I have a kid, I'm like, oh, we're probably going to need to book that room at some point, right? I mean, we're going to have to stay there at some point, although I have forgotten about it recently until you just mentioned it. But so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about anything, guys. And now I feel like I just need to journal a little bit and just
little live
figure out
journal.
some things, little LJ sitch. Yeah,
This has just gotten me thinking of the pronunciation of Caribbean Beach. Do we say Caribbean Beach or do we say Caribbean?
I say Caribbean Beach.
Yeah. We talked about when Pirates of the Caribbean versus Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, I'll have you know the Skyliner says it the opposite way. So like when you're sailing into the little junction, the station at Caribbean Beach. See, I can't even say it right.
Mm-hmm.
It says it the other way. It says it the way that you wouldn't expect. That's what I'll say.
Is that Caribbean?
Maybe it's Caribbean, maybe it's Caribbean. But whatever way it was, when I heard it, I was like, that's not how I've ever said it. You say Pirates of the Caribbean, Caribbean Beach. Yeah, it's Caribbean Beach is how they say it on the Skyliner, which is different. And that's the one that's the only negative of the Skyliner is how they pronounce that. Everything else is perfect. Let's just talk more about that.
I say pirate. Oh, see, Jeff says
Pirates of the Caribbean and Caribbean Beach.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you doing? What's Frank doing? What?
Caribbean.
But I would not say, oh, are you staying at the Caribbean Beach? Ugh,
right.
No.
It sounds weird. But that's how it says it on the Skyliner. Weird. Caribbean Beach.
But I do say Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I do say Pirates of the Caribbean. I have to say it out loud in order to
Caribbean Beach. It's easier to say.
I feel like I've been corrected on it way too many times and then I would switch and then someone else would correct me that's the other way and then I'd start saying it that way and someone would correct me and then I feel like that's been how it's been all these years.
One thing to note about the pirate beds for future reference, Jen, if you end up booking that, is that apparently those are full size. So the regular rooms you get 2 queens, but if you do a pirate room, it's 2 fulls. So keep that in mind.
And you pay more for that room?
Keep it in mind. You got to know it.
Don't think the 6-year-old has ever seen a picture of those rooms, so you don't really know. Yeah.
See?
Same.
So maybe you can say it both ways.
Tomato.
Spend too much time on something like that.
This is the kind of stuff we have to debate on the Parks and Monorails
Most Magical
Hour. That's what we're here for.
I feel like, are you guys saying it just 2 different ways?
Yeah.
Caribbean or Caribbean?
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a third way?
No.
Is there a third way?
No, I feel like you said it so many times, maybe. I was missing.
There might have been the northern way, the southern way, and
which way was I doing?
Southern.
No, I don't I have no accent.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like the poly rooms in summation. And someday hopefully I'll stay there, but they'll have to. I mean,
again, given the opportunity, I'm staying there, but I still I have an internal struggle within myself. Isn't that my life with nostalgia?
Oh, I'm glad. Okay, so I found my way back to what I was going to say. It's all about like nostalgia brings comfort, right? It's like it's a blanket that you wrap around yourself and it feels nice and comfy and warm. And when something threatens that blankie, then we start having some problems. And so I'm not going to say that you all both have some anxiety that you deal with, but
no. You're talking about.
I know that I certainly do, and which is why I enjoy watching like comfort movies and comfort TV shows and things like that, because it just helps me deal with it. And that's, so they're threatening something that to you was a comforting thing.
It's true.
I
know.
So I get it.
Holla, the Disney Baker.
Wow, he brought donuts for everybody and cookies.
Stay as long as you'd like with all those
get
treats.
out of here. I can't have that.
What are you talking about? I don't. What? What does Don Draper say about nostalgia? What's that quote?
I don't know. I have never seen an episode of Mad Men.
What? Justin Monorail.
Justin,
big reveal tonight.
You need to watch that.
No. What are you doing?
I love John Hamm, though.
You need to watch it. Just binge it. What's it on, Netflix?
Binge it. It's somewhere. I'm sure it's on Netflix.
It's delicate but potent. But
it's
the Greek from the old wound.
Yeah.
There it is. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Justin Monorail, get started on Mad Men.
Yes, please.
I'll find some time for it. It's new to me. I've never seen it, and that makes me feel anxious. I have to rewatch The Office for the 15th time. Makes me feel much better.
Well, that's how Angela Dahlgren rolls with Grey's Anatomy. She's like, I don't have time to watch movies. I'm like, you're watching Grey's Anatomy 50 times. So,
yeah,
you do.
Nate, why would it make you mad? I'd like to know.
What I was going to ask too.
Oh, interesting.
If I get some insight into that, it might help me decide if I'm going to binge it soon.
Huh.
Oh, I didn't tell you though, Jen, that I did watch In and of Itself. Sam and I watched it. And how did you feel about it?
No spoilers.
Geez.
Well, let me tell you this. I cried conservatively 3 times.
Yes.
Right.
That sounds right.
Conservative crying is good.
Yep.
I didn't cry.
Sam didn't cry at all. No, I know.
In fact, she was like, at one of the points where I was like trying to really hold it back because I was like, holy moly. She's sitting there going, but how is he doing this? And I'm like,
let go, Sam. Let go.
Just be in the moment. Just be in the moment with it.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, because I'm not a magical person. Well,
you are magical.
You're magical.
You are magical, Sam. How dare you?
Like,
this is the most magical.
I don't. Yes. I think there is a practical reason behind everything.
No.
No.
And
so I'm watching it. I'm like, he's got like a.
No, be very careful because it's best not to spoil anything.
Yes,
for people,
exactly.
If you haven't seen this show, I didn't know a thing about it. And I went in totally cold, and I feel like that's the best way to experience it.
There's a scientific reason behind all of this. There's something scientifically that we just...
I believe in
we'll
magic.
need a review from Dr. Jacqueline. She's going to need to DM us on the side after she watches it. We'll get
sure.
Yeah.
Sam, but so back in the day, like early Monday Morning Monorail podcast days, you were like, I mean, I like Disney, but I don't know. And then there was this shift that happened with you.
Yeah.
And I think it was the Frozen live show, the sing-along show. I think that's what did it.
That was really where you went over the edge.
I think that's what your turning point was.
Maybe.
Now, didn't you at that point realize there is something magical to Disney? There's something unexplainable that makes me feel a certain way when I am here.
It's got me a couple times. I mean, I'm not much of a crier, but like my first ever visit before I liked Disney, I cried there. And then I definitely cried when I went to Be Our Guest because that was
awesome.
A big deal because I didn't think that I could ever go there. That was that wasn't something as a kid that anyone ever said I could do. Yeah. So the fact that I was able to was a big deal to me.
Yeah, Happily Ever After makes you cry every time.
Because that whole like Simba, remember, and I'm like, oh, you better remember, and Moana gets me because I love Moana.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of things get you here, Sam. But do any of them have scientific backing to it?
Yeah. It was created to pull that emotion out of me. I mean, but yeah.
Dr. Jacqueline, get a free trial of Hulu for a week.
You're gonna need to do it. Do you want me to give you my login? I'll do it. It's for a good cause.
Post it right here. Put it in the comments.
Here, everyone. Everyone gets 24 hours. Go.
And the reason why the point you just made doesn't work is like those are emotions that I'm feeling. What he's doing, there's some skill set that he has that makes this possible. So
Yeah, magic. He has magic.
okay.
Some people are born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
In and of itself, everybody out on Hulu, do it.
It's very good. Yeah, I know that's not a Disney thing, but I wanted to talk about it. We didn't get to it in the pre-show.
We can connect it through the magic, and we can connect it through the power of connection that we have all created here in our community.
Interactive theater. Mm-hmm. There's,
I would, if you have Hulu, watch the show. Don't read anything about it. Go check it out.
Don't even read the about when you go to click. Just keep clicking until you hit play and just start it. Just do it.
It's so good. Anyways, all right. Well, let's finish up with this last few minutes with Disney.
Oh yeah, Disney.
Disney stuff. Hey, so we did, by the way, I just wanted to mention, so I got my little festival passport here.
Ooh, nice.
Flower and Garden. And we didn't get to try that much while we were there for Flower and Garden. But one thing that I wanted to say about the menu this year is that there are a few things that look kind of pretty and I'm excited about. But for the most part, I mean, I don't feel that excited about the food booths at Flower and Garden this year.
Actually, so we got like this lobster salad because it.
Oh, here it is right here. I'm going to tell you about it.
Tell them.
Meyer lemon poached lobster salad with grapefruit rosé vinaigrette, yuzu marinated hearts of palm, and avocado yuzu panna cotta.
So I felt like it was
gluten-free
food enough that I could say, okay, I can eat this. It's not unhealthy necessarily. It was disgusting.
Oh,
yeah.
It was really weird.
The lobster did not taste good, and it tastes like it'd been there for a while. Maybe I don't know.
That's the worst.
And the flavors did not go well together.
It was bizarre.
I will never eat that again.
And we can't, in fairness, we can't judge all of the food based on that one item.
Correct.
But
that one item was gross.
That one item was not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did we get anything else? Yeah. No. Yeah. Didn't we get something from Morocco?
We got the Moroccan seafood couscous, and you wanted to get the shakshuka, but we didn't get that.
Yeah.
The Moroccan seafood couscous has shrimp, mussels, olives, preserved lemon, and anchovy breadcrumbs. I didn't know that anchovy was bread, but
it wasn't even that good either. So
no. I'm gonna put on my conspiracy theory hat. Ready?
Okay. All right.
So everyone during Festival of the Arts was like, is Festival of the Arts better than Food and Wine? I think it's the best of the festivals now. That's all I was seeing on the Diz Twitter. So they're gonna sabotage the food at Flower and Garden, so then when Food and Wine comes back, everyone's like,
So the Festival of the Arts is better than Food and Wine. That was something that we kind of solidified our opinion on that this year.
Yeah.
That our 2 times to the Festival of the Arts, based on that, we have experience with Food and Wine over several years. Festival of the Arts blows it out of the water. It's just better. You could be right. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be a dip here with the Flower and Garden Festival. I'm not sure. But the other side of that too is Festival of the Arts is so short. Does that make us love it more? I don't know, because we don't get as much access to it.
Think legitimately, the food was better.
Yeah.
I don't criticize a whole lot of Disney food because I think they do a good job. And I've always thought they do pretty well with the festival food. This was not what the 2 items I had. Granted, I was looking for a healthier option.
Right, seafood option, yeah.
But it was not good.
It was just a surprise. It was a bit of a surprise.
That stinks though.
I didn't have any dessert though, so
you didn't have any
I need
dessert.
to go back and do dessert.
Yeah.
And announcement: at Joffrey's, they have the frozen lemonade with Fireball back.
Oh,
they do. Yeah, Frank's frozen. He's frozen. Talking about frozen lemonade, and Frank is frozen.
He's pondering.
Frozen lemonade and Fireball were made for each other. So good.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, we've got plenty of time. You know, maybe it'll turn around. Maybe it was just a bad weekend or whatever. But and of course, we'll try more food, try some different things. But this first trip was a little bit disappointing. And I'll tell you, we went to the Festival of the Arts a couple times, and I came away thrilled both times. With the food, with the art, with the activities that were going on, it was just overall better. Good.
Yeah.
So
weird.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I love the topiaries, but I mean, if that's the only great thing we can say about it, because they don't have, they're not really doing a lot of the interactive things they might be doing in the past, and they don't have the the concert series, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
I still think you should go if you get the opportunity, though.
Yeah, I feel like even when I lived there, I mean, how long does Flower and Garden run this year? Is it running all the way up into the summer? Or
pretty much. It goes through July 5th.
Wow. Yeah. I always felt like, that was you walk around and everything's pretty. It wasn't about the food, but I feel like now they're trying to contend with each other. It's become about the food booths for a lot of these festivals too, where Flower and Garden wasn't really about the food, but now that's what people are using the measuring stick for.
Does Food and Wine start on July 6th then, since that one ends on July 5th?
Probably.
I think July last year, right? Yeah.
Oh my God, so early. It's crazy how early it's gotten.
4 months.
It might be like first week of August or something, but give them a little time to switch it over. But I don't know. Maybe Food and Wine will kick it up a notch this year, because who knows? The world could be in a much better place by the time we get to August. I don't know. I hope so.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't think
we've been talking about the summer trips potentially.
Yep.
I say you plan for October and we all go to Halloween Horror Nights together.
Well, I would love that to be my second trip there this year. That would be ideal.
And Steffers asked if I would ride ET with her, and I will.
Oh,
that's big.
I can't believe you said that.
Yeah.
Steffers, you better have this. I mean, this is recorded.
Yeah, this is play it over and over.
I won't go back on it. I will ride it with her, and she will have to listen to me say, "Oh my gosh, isn't that gross?" the whole time.
But we are going to need plenty of people to surround us while we're in the haunted houses, because Sam comes out swinging.
Oh man.
And we don't need any to get kicked out of Universal or have any charges for the swinging.
I know we're getting close to time, but I'll tell you.
Oh, we're past.
Thanks, Kimmy.
Past time.
Oh, August 10th. Excellent.
I will tell you, whenever we did Halloween Horror Nights, I was telling Justin, I don't remember the haunted house at all because I black out. Like, I have this defense mechanism that my body just has developed over the years. And whenever something scary or intense happens to me, I can't remember it anymore. I don't remember anything. All I remember is Garrett wasn't behind me, McKenna was in front of me, and my arms were swinging. That's about
and you were hitting McKenna usually.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So poor Jackson, he's gonna get punched out by Sam walking with Steppers.
I was just trying not to hit people that I don't know. I was gonna hit the people I do know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kimmy's in favor of Flower and Garden, so we'll give her a shout out here.
Yeah. The live music, I mean, it's good, but it's the same. It's Mariachi Cobre. It's the Voices of Liberty. It's the Jameters. That's what they've been doing, for these festivals. It'd be nice if there were actual bands, or maybe even if they brought, how about some of the performers that they had to lay off from some of the other World Showcase pavilions?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, okay. We're over.
So we're gonna go out. We're gonna go out with Steffers being okay if Sam punches out Jackson. So
good.
Okay, excellent.
Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us this week. We'll be back again for more shenanigans next week.
Bye, everybody.
We had to bump Bob Chapek from this show. So have a good night, everybody.
Next week,
next week maybe.
Bob. See you later,
and Matt
Bobby.
Neiman. Bye.
Bye.